Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about twin flame process. So this video is going to be for the full moon, which is on Friday night in the UK, about 9:30 p.m. or just before, a couple of minutes before. It's in Taurus. The first thing they said was functional. Taurus is an earth sign, so that would make sense. Functional. They are showing me in my head the couple that's in the Five of Pentacles card, the couple that were in separation. They have got them not looking at each other in this case. The woman is looking ahead towards me, and the man is looking up and pointing at something above his head. It's turned into what looks like a school teacher. Oh, right. They got him wearing like the regalia of a university degree student who's just got their diploma. So he's like coming to great wisdom, they're saying. And what's that other thing? Intelligence, basically. A greater intelligence. Masculine coming into a greater intelligence. Wisdom. They just said knows a thing or two. So the masculine just basically getting their head round things. So in terms of what the moon is to them, I guess that's it. That would be functional, right? That's inside the masculine's brain. We're going from Taurus to Gemini. The feminine, and the Gemini is obviously all about the brain. It's an air sign. The feminine, the female in the picture, was looking towards me. She's now turned around basically, and she's sitting there, and it looks like there's a kid on a rocking horse in front of her at her feet. So engaging with play, basically, and engaging within a child. Oh, and not looking at the masculine, because she's not looking at him. She's looking at anything but him. It's not forced. It's not like trying to not look at him or, the masculine. It's just not interested in him. The masculine, so we've got these two figures, right? Who's pointing something out above his head, like he's pointing to a chalkboard or a screen, with a long pointy thing, like a wizard's wand. Who thinks he knows a thing or two, this masculine. It's like he's trying to point something out to the feminine. But obviously she doesn't need to know it because she's not looking at him. So whatever that means will obviously transpire as we move from Taurus to Gemini. So the Taurus part, the coming into the moon, or in the moon, is going to be for the feminine. It's full moon, it's feminine energy. It's expansion. They just said expanding horizons. Functional for the feminine. They said liberation. Just reminds me then that the opposite of Taurus is Libra, and Libra is about freedom. So it could be a pull towards freedom, I feel, for the feminine. So we've got the functional in the Taurus, but opposite Libra, and Libra is the pull of the freedom and escape, they're saying. Oh, so escapism for the feminine. So I guess, also Taurus is chocolates and drink. It's nurturing and comfort, self-soothing, self-comfort. Did we say hot chocolate? We said chocolate. And hot chocolate. And furry blankets, fluffy blankets, snuggling up. It's good food. It can be good company, but it's Taurus feel it's more about the individual than it is about socializing in this case. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I'm just getting that. So for the feminine, maybe drawing, like they're saying, drawing closer to self, basically. They just said the lights go out. So I feel like the feminine is drawing closer to self. I feel this like inner child thing is a celebration of self. And I feel it's coming before the moon, actually. I'm just going to have a little look and see how it goes, the moon thing, cycle. See where we're at, what's going on in the run-up. Today is Wednesday afternoon. So today is Aries, so we're active, that makes sense. I don't know, I've just been very active this morning, so and feeling like I want to go really quickly as well, move really fast and get things done. And then it suddenly stopped. And they were like, no, stop it, sit down and don't do anything now. So I stopped and I sat down. Tomorrow, so because getting ready to come into the Taurus, right? So yeah, it's like the activity is going to stop as we draw into Taurus, which will be tomorrow. I feel tomorrow evening, Thursday evening. Just have a little look and see if that's right. Thursday evening. Yeah. So, and then it's going to come out of the Taurus full, it'll still be a full moon. It'll come out of the Taurus on just around, it's about 7 a.m. in the UK on Saturday morning that will go into Gemini. So the feminine, as we move towards this moon, you're probably going to find you just get stopped like I've done, and it's kind of like slow down. So the energy will tell you to slow down and put the brakes on, they just said, and start to tend to yourself, they're saying, and start to look after yourself. Emotions coming up, they're saying in Taurus. So there is this, like they just said, a cry in the dark, like this loneliness feeling coming in, I feel, as we move into the Taurus, because it's a standalone, right? They just said standalone because we're going from Aries where it's fast moving, we're getting a lot done. And in Aries, when it's fast moving and the energy's pushing you to get stuff done and do stuff and move really fast. There's no time to think about. For the emotions to come up, it's almost overriding the emotions in Aries, and it's very egotistical. So it's very like the mind going, come on, get on with it. Come on, get on with it. Get this done, get this done. And then all of a sudden there's a stop. And we move into Taurus, which is functional. They're saying about freedom at this moon and isolating emotions, they're saying. So it's like you're stopped to feel, right? So we're stopping to feel in the Taurian energy of what's left to feel. The emotions that are coming in Taurus, because it's opposite Libra, we're talking about moving towards freedom. Freedom of emotions, freedom of anything that holds you back from feeling good. So I don't feel that the emotions that we're heading towards feeling about are going to be at length about any one specific thing, because it's about freedom. It's going to be like kind of gliding by feelings of loss, loneliness, hurt, abandonment, but not actually, it's like not touching the sides. So you won't be gripping onto the emotions. It will be fleeting, a noticeable fluctuation of your feeling good as you swing by slowly. what could be revisited. So sometimes when you feel things, right, you go right into it. Like if it's Scorpio, we go right into things. We start to like almost like feel around in them again to see how we feel about things. This is not that. This is noticing that they're still there. It's like having a cookie jar but not putting your hand in the cookie jar, they're saying. So you know the cookies are there, but you're not having one. Right, so you know the feelings are there, or the feelings that you've ever felt, but you're not feeling, you're not going right in there and scrabbling around and trying to trying to get yourself over them again. You're just, it's acknowledgement that feelings exist, acknowledgement that you have felt certain things, that certain things could be felt again if, to say they were Pandora's box was unlocked, everything could come flying out again one day, things that have been put safely away. But then we've got this nurturing, right, that's in the Taurian for the feminine. So I'm just getting the feminine sat there kind of swaddled in blankets, and she's looking like a high priestess. Actually, they're showing me Native American energy, old wise woman, basically, figure, and quite round and like comfortable in herself. So someone that's no longer bothered about appearances, you could say, and really just works with her inner self and her feeling modality. So there's no outward, there's only inward, but not in a negative way. It's like I worship myself and my emotional state of being, which is maybe why we're going to just revisit in a very like subjective, objective. I mean, just looking at, knowing it's there, observing way of an emotion. Yeah, not subjective, objective. Subjective will be going into it, right? Objective is not going into it. But it's also not dissecting it, it's just acknowledging it. Whatever they are, all different emotions. You might find yourself in your head saying, been there, seen there, done it. Like, you did it, you felt it, it's gone, you don't want to feel it or think about it anymore at length. You just want to draw closer to yourself because it's the moon and nurture yourself. That's what we've got for the feminine. So as the feminine does that, and she pulls right back towards herself and worships herself, that's what they're really saying, is freedom. So twin flame energy, right, and how it works, the masculine and the feminine together, is if the feminine is all over the masculine energetically, and that means thinking about them, feeling about them, looking at them and physically on Facebook and stuff like that and trying to find them, and all that, right? If they're all over the masculine runs away. When the feminine draws back to herself, empowers herself in any way, so we could have any way of empowering herself. There is other ways that you empower yourself. You empower yourself in Aries by going forth into the world and multiplying, right? Which means like doing things, making things, action. So that can be empowering. In Taurus, in this case, it's drawing inward, and it is. There's no need, they're saying, in this moon. There's no like having to come to terms with anything. It's just having respect for yourself, basically. Respect for yourself, that it is a moon, that you should take time out because that's what you do at a moon, that that all the troubles that you could, when you're in your head and you're thinking about everything that could go wrong in your life or even in the world or anywhere, and all the things that could be different or you want to be different, then you're not in a place of being in a comfortable position. You're not in freedom because you're shackled to fear. So what we're drawing back from is fear, basically, into a comfortable place where we're not feeling any disarray in our emotions, and we're not therefore projecting any fear into the connection, into the twin flame connection. Because when you draw back, you stop projecting outwards, right? So we've got resistance there in the Seven of Wands. So that's jumping out, right? So when we're talking about resistance, the resistance is always the ego. And in either participant in the twin flame process, ego can come up. Or you might have found in Aries your ego was coming up. It might have wanted to, we like to say, murder the world, change things, put things right, get away from things, sort things out, have things be different, and, you know, not be happy in your current situation and with how things are in your current life or in your twin flame participation, right? Because a lot of the time when the aggression and the anger comes up in twin flame connection, it's about the process that you're going through. It's about why your life is, it's about the fact that your life is stuck and you don't want it to be stuck. It's about the feelings that come up that you don't want to feel anymore. It's about your headspace, your emotional space being taken away from you by somebody else that you're connected to that's got half of you, right? So it can come up in the feminine in relation to the process. In the masculine, it comes up in relation to not the process because they're not aware of the process so much, but it comes up in relation to you, yes, that they may feel that they are running away from you, that they have abandoned you, that they need to come back to you, that they don't know how to come back to you, that they're stressing about how to come back to you. It might come up in anger at themselves and the decisions they've made in their life and how they feel they've taken wrong turnings. And that might be because they've taken a turning away from you, right? It's never about what they've done that's about getting away from you. It's about how they've made mistakes in not coming back to you, right? It's not about a worry that they need to get away from you. It's about a stress that they did get away from you and now they don't know how to get back to you. So we got that. But as the feminine draws away from the masculine, then the masculine comes into this expansion of consciousness in the full moon. That's a liberation because it's freedom in the Libra that they're saying. That's opposite the feminine, and the masculine is opposite the feminine, right? Which is their headspace freeing up. Self-importance, they just said. Underneath, by the way, we've got guided in the Page of Wands. All resistance guided. Right, so when the feminine goes into this like resistance mode of wanting everything to be different and not being happy with the way things are, and how it's coming up in her, right? She's releasing the resistance. So it has to come up to be released. And the masculine, as she's releasing the resistance, her end of the deal, right, her end of the chain, the masculine at his end is not having to deal with anything to do with the comeback because he's released from it. She's releasing it. So he's all right, I guess. He's all right. He's quite functional where he is, functional and doing what he's doing. And it's like, oh, it's okay. I can carry on a little bit like this. Let's put it off again. Let's put it off again. Let's not do it again. But when the feminine draws backwards, ending, this is the dark to the light. This is the expansion as we come into the moon, which is going to then go straight into Gemini. So it's the feminine's expansion of her own power of self in terms of her comfort and her willingness to just not participate, basically. Put herself first, not participate anymore in the masculine's pity party. Right, it's not the masculine therefore coming into the light an expansion of their consciousness as we move into, they take over the baton in the relay as we come into Gemini. Higher self, so we've got the High Priestess there, which is where the feminine is going to go to, right, in Taurus. So that's where she exits the participation of the pull of the energy, like which way is it going to go? Are we going to be in ego? Or are we going to be in higher self? So she releases the ego from Aries, she moves into the higher self in Taurus. And that's the end of the game as we move into the moon. 5 of Pentacles. That's what they showed me in the beginning, right? So it's a bit of a gameplay going on. It's about pulling away, that's separation, right? The light in the middle is the moon, the full moon. It's a handover. So when they showed me him, right, and he's pointing up at a board like so he knows things, he's important, he feels like, it's like he or she is coming into their belief that they know what's the right thing to do. So it's no longer about the feminine wanting the masculine to come back. The feminine's going into self, right? Drawing downwards and away. And the masculine's standing upright and moving upwards. Like it's their own decision to come back. Like they're the one that's thought about it. Because it's Gemini, right? Let's go here. Heart of the matter. This is an ending in the 9 of Cups, and it's all dreams and wishes come true. It's a reason to celebrate everything that you've ever desired coming in. What you know to be true. Did we just say that? They just said what we know to be true. So it's like what you've always known is going to be the payoff for what you've been going through, basically, and that's right in the heart of the matter. So the feminine does know, the masculine doesn't know, but they think they know as we come into Gemini. Maybe it's like do you know what? It's like in their head they go, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Like, oh, I've just thought of this. This is what I'm going to do. What a brilliant idea. I'm so clever. That kind of thing. But it's not the first thought ever, is it? Because the feminine's thought it too. Many times. She's just not thinking it anymore. Because she's just like, I'm just going to have a sit down and a cup of tea. Over there. Right. We're going here. So what's coming in? King of Pentacles. The masculine made manifest. There he is, resplendent in his glory. Number 4, your time is up. Coming number 4, your time is up. There he is. We've got the moon waning in the corner. So coming out of that full moon, right? You see how small it's got though? So the idea, the impulse in Gemini, we don't know how long that takes to play out. That's the only thing. But incoming anyway. Let's go down here. Dark to light. This is like a weight, right? So they're saying it's like a weight, the feminine here. As we move into Taurus, whatever's happening, this change of well-being, they're saying in the feminine, you are hanging on to your well-being. So if the change just comes in Taurus and you take your well-being, put your well-being first and foremost, but they're saying here it's a weight. So it's like your well-being stays first and foremost. And that's a barometer, right? It's like swinging into the light. So as you take that, your well-being, your sense of well-being, you take hold of it in Taurus and make it functional. And it becomes your priority. You're therefore in the light, right? And hanging on to that, maybe that's why here they're saying, however long it takes, once they have the impulse in Gemini, it's however long it takes, and the feminine's going to hang on to her own well-being for however long it takes. Because the process, when the feminine stops hanging on to her own well-being, and that means her own like space, in terms of like the vibrational connection that you've got between twin flames, someone's going to have it and pull it their way more through emotion and through thinking and even physical activity to a certain extent, not so much. But for example, if the feminine's always thinking about the masculine and always feeling not right because of the masculine, because they're not there or the feminine's not with them or whatever, then they're not winning the game, because their well-being isn't first and foremost. What's first and foremost is this existential idea that everything would be better if the masculine was in their lives full time or all over them, right? So it's actually taken away the power by feeling like that. By the feminine putting herself completely first, not thinking about them, not feeling about them, is pulling away from them, like they said at the beginning, which brings them closer. So for however long the feminine's going to hold on to this energy that comes in Taurus and manipulate the energy into staying higher by the feminine being alone, basically, and being in a state of oneness when alone, like liking, loving, wanting to, feeling good about being alone, which is coming. So all you got to do is hang on with it, hang on to it. Then the masculine is going to go into a state of disarray, right? And what's going to happen is the barometer will swing, the light impulse will swing, and not only does the masculine then get this hit in the Gemini of a brilliant idea to move forward. Let's see what the next one is. Seven of Swords, which is fear, right? But we've got something left behind here. So it's leaving the fear behind, basically. This is the light, the light bringer. This is the winning streak. So winning out over the fear. There's something hitting the brain of the masculine, which is telling them it's all right. It's all right to move forward, because the all right is freedom as well. It's like feels like they're just going to be all right, actually. Which is enough. It's better. It's almost better than being like feeling really like gung-ho and amazing and ready to move forward, because all right is sustainable for a long period of time. You can feel all right every day for like forever, just like all right. Yeah, it's all right. I'm all right. You all right? If you go high, there's always a drop back down, right? So this is like them feeling all right. Like, yeah, I can do that. I know a thing or two. I can do that. I've worked a few things out over here. Right, so, and then down here, let go. Six of Swords, which is a big let go. So that means that it just, something's like the ball is dropped. It's like the fear is dropped, basically. Hanging on to a load of fear, load of resistance over here. It's just like, I'm going to drop that now. Yeah, I'm all right. So that's the let go that's coming, right? So it's not a fanfare, exactly. But it's, you know what happens is when the masculine comes into, like if we're looking previously where the masculine might have come into the light and had this like brilliant idea, I'm going to contact that person I haven't seen for years. Right, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then the next day, because the feminine starts going, where are they then? They didn't turn up. Where are they? Because you said they were coming. I'm talking about myself, by the way. Then the masculine runs away again. They run away. They go back into fear. They're like, oh God, I'm not going towards that. And then and they back off again. It's like, well, I don't think I'll do it now. But this is the feminine feeling all right in Taurus. The brilliant idea for the masculine in Gemini, because the feminine's feeling all right. The feminine holding on to the feeling all right, all along, going on and on and on and on, right? And the masculine having plenty of opportunity to come along, right? So it's the two of them, and it's extenuated, and for as long as it takes. Guided. Well, it won't take long, though. It's not going to take long. Not from here, it's not going to take long. To the next moon. Is it going to take till the next moon? Let's have a look. See what they say. Because I feel last moon was the last moon. The new moon was the last moon. Oh, look. We've got completion, happiness and home. And everything coming out all right. And that's coming on 9/10. So we've got all the wishes come true. And we've got homecoming, we've got relationship, celebration, outcome on top of that. So yeah, it's not going to take long, right? Because it's 9/10. Well, how long is 9/10? It's not long at all. Between the 9 and the 10. It's not like going 1 to 10, is it? So we've got that there. Underneath on the... Oh, they just said devil in my head, which is drawing closer. Let's have a look. Rebirth, Empress. So that's coming out unguided. The guided rebirth. So this is how it goes then, is it? It's just when it gets to all right. So 9/10. With finish line. They said finish line. 7 of Wands over here. That is the resistance. Outcome. Fruition. That is something coming in the physical. 7 of Pentacles on top of the resistance. Let go here. 6 of Swords. This is a let go in the brain. This is a brilliant idea. This is the... oh, okay, I'll do that then. Moon. So by the next moon after this, the new moon. Don't know when that is. Let's have a look. It'll be 2 weeks after this one. It's always 2 weeks. Let's see when it is. 2 weeks after this one is going to be... Is that 1 week then? Is it the end of... Oh yeah. It is the end of November. It is actually the end of November. So there we go, right? So that might hit the spot for some people if you've been feeling it's by the end of November. High Priestess on the horizon, 3 of Wands, so energetically on the horizon through the feminine's drawing closer to herself in the actual Taurus full moon. This barometer, this like keeping it in the light, I focus on self. There he is. The Emperor, the masculine returns. Knowing a thing or two. If anybody thinks they know a thing or two, it's the Emperor. 5 of Swords up there, ending. Go with a flow on the feminine. It's not over till it's over, as Lenny Kravitz would sing. So, it's not over till it's over. Let the rejoicing begin. That's what they just said there. 7 of Swords here, fear, romance, fear of love. That's what it was all about, right? Fear of love. They just said whichever way you swing it. You know when the ego tries to talk you out of something that you know you really want, the ego comes up with all sorts of excuses to say it wouldn't be the right thing to do. It would cause you pain, cause you distress, right? But at the end of the day, love is love is love is love is love, right? That's not what love does. That's not what love is about, right? It's fear of love that causes that. Five of Pentacles. And there's the feminine. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, form. So she's coming first, basically. Yeah, and they said, right, you're putting yourself first, so coming first. It's like orgasm energy, right? Which is a creation as well. So maybe that is what you're doing as well at this moon. Putting yourself first in that respect somehow. And then here, the last one, King of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The liberation. They just said the liberation. The freedom. Complete. Ten of Pentacles. Journey complete. There. He's there. And so is the money, honey. So if anybody's waiting for the money to come back, or waiting for some money to come, potentially you're getting that there. Well, it says it there, doesn't it? I mean, I like to second guess it, but that's what they're saying, right? I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that's helped. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If anybody wants to get personal reading, you can do that on my website. Link is in the description box below. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.